Hi guys, it's JB here. Quick review on today's East versus West Lancashire derby, which ended Burnley 0, Preston North End 0. I'm struggling to fill about 7 or 8 minutes of this, to be honest with you, because the game was so poor. I have to be fair. Preston's goal that got disallowed, I have to be honest with you, that should have stood. You look at the replay on the 18-yard line. You'll see it on the Championship tonight, you know, on ITV. Right, you'll see it on telly later, and the camera quite clearly states that their lad Reese, who scored the disallowed goal, is at least a yard and a half onside. So I do have a lot of. I know Preston fans will probably watch this and complain. I'm going to complain about a couple of decisions we didn't get in the second half, but I do think they do have a very, very big case and a big gripe, and they're entitled to feel that way because that goal should have stood. As well as that, I thought Preston were the better side in the first half. I can't deny it. They had several good opportunities. Brady hit one which Trafford sort of fumbled. There was another opportunity towards the end. He's trying to volley it from the back post. It's an impossible angle, but he's managed to hit the crossbar. We had a crossbar hit. Preston had a really good goal. McCann, I think, came close a couple of times. And then, but we were second favourites and second raters. I'm going to come on to Lyle Foster at the end of the thing because he was just absolute nowhere to be seen today. I thought Brownhill in the first half. I thought Hannibal in the first half. I thought Cohen. I thought they had poor games in midfield. Humphreys is a centre-back by trade. He was playing out of position at left-back. Didn't look at all comfortable. Preston should have been at least a goal up at half-time. No question about it. They were miles and miles and miles by large the better side in that first half. So no issues with the first half. Second half, we're a bit better. Brought on Connor Roberts. He added a bit more bite to that defensive unit. I still felt we were lacking a bit of punch up front. As I said, I'll come on to Lyle Foster and his inabilities later. But the second half, we should have had a penalty. Jeremy Saramento, who came on in the second half, said, Brady has got, look, it's that. I don't care if he goes down or not, that's a penalty. Gavin Ward, the referee, like in the first half, got the decision wrong. But Preston, he got the decision wrong there for Burnley. Should have been a penalty, no doubt about it. There were a couple of flashpoints. I think McCann should have been sent off for his foul on Brownhill. I don't know what, he sparked the whole thing, right? McCann should have had 2 bookings. First for the foul on Brownhill, then he starts to pushing and shoving with Brownhill. He pushes him. Then Brownhill obviously retaliates. He gets a yellow card. I think this is undeserved because he didn't start the trouble. I think if you're going to book players, you book the troublemaker. My opinion, people might not agree with me on that one, but you book the troublemaker. And then there was another incident. Hughes already on the yellow card. There's a foul, free kick to Burnley, and he blatantly kicks it against Lyle Foster's back of Lyle Foster's head. Kicks the ball. Now we saw Trossard about 2-3 weeks ago against Manchester City get a second yellow for less than that. That's shocking from the referee. That should have been a red card. Woodman should have had 2 yellows for blatant time wasting in the second half. He got a yellow. But that should not distract from the fact that we were poor and that we didn't really deserve, at least, certainly based on first half performance alone, I don't think we deserved even a point from the game, or we were very lucky to get that far. But I've got to have a quick word with Lyle Foster before I go, because Lyle Foster, right, I don't know how much we bought Lyle for. I think we bought him for about 7 million or something when Company were manager in the Championship a couple of years ago. He hasn't done that much. Yeah, he's had mental health problems and everything else, but I just think, this should have been his, he's had a bit of problems and everything else, but this should have been his time to shine in the Championship this year. I know he's the lone striker, and I know Scotty Parker keeps relenting with him up front. He doesn't relent with him up front, he's relentless with him. You're playing up front. I think it's, he's only in the team because there's no other good enough strikers. J. Roddy's over the hill, sadly, at 34. And sadly, his best days are behind him now. you know, we sold most of our better talented strikers to other clubs. We should have bought one in the window, because I knew Lyle Foster wasn't going to be good enough. Yes, a lot of people will come on here and say, well, his work rates and you know, and his endeavour for the team are second to none. Of course, but I don't give a toss. He's a striker by trade. He gets, quite rightly, in my opinion, he gets measured on how many goals he gets in a season. Now, he's only got one, right? He's only got one against Blackburn, right? That's the only one he's got. He had a great chance second half to bury Preston, and he didn't. Now, I think he's wasteful. I think he's, you know, he's not good enough. He's powder puffing the final third. And I'm sorry, but if I was Scott Parker, I would have brought him off and brought Zion Fleming on. I think I'd have tried him up front this afternoon, tried something new. You know, yeah, people may argue that he doesn't get the service he should get. Yeah, possibly maybe a case for that. But Lyle Foster needs to make himself more available. He needs to make moves inside that area to get into the spaces where the guys on the blanks can cross in and get the goals like he did against Blackburn. He doesn't do that enough. His movement's not good enough, and his finishing isn't good enough at the moment. So I don't know where I am with this Burnley team. Look, listen, as wings stand, we were going into the break above Blackburn Rovers, who are getting their asses kicked at, I think they are at Plymouth. So, you know, the whole day won't be a bad loss. Yeah, we'll drop out the top two because Sheffield United are winning. Fair play. But we go into the international break, you know, not in a bad position, but out the 3 games we had against Oxford, Plymouth and today against Preston, we should have been taking at least maximum 9. We should be taking 9. We've only took 5. Well, you know, 6. You know, I think we've underachieved in those last 3 games. Yeah, the win at Leeds, you know, makes the win at Leeds and look absolutely worthless now, because, you know, after we won at Leeds and we won it backs to the wall, you know, we laboured against Oxford, when we should have buried them, right? I don't care if they've had a good start to the season at home and all that bullshit, right? We should have we beat Plymouth only just for a Josh Brownhill penalty. Today we laboured against a very, very well organised Preston side. You know, this isn't. Listen, if there's some unfair-minded Burnley fans out there thinking this is going to be a takeover like 2 years ago, think again. You know, we're coming down. We're going to be cannon fodder for these lads, but we should be taking more points than we are doing against the lesser likes, and that's what's going to make and break. It's not the games that we play against the top 6. It's the rest of the league. If we can't get points at places like Millwall or Bristol City or Oxford United, we ain't going to be in the top 2. So Scott Parker in this international break needs to get into Lyle Foster's head and get him scoring goals, because if he doesn't, then he's a spent force. As far as I'm concerned at the moment, the way things are going with him, had I been Scott Parker today, I'd have dragged Lyle Foster off after 20 minutes. That's how bad he was today. He's fucking shit. But that's my view on it. You know, the football isn't pretty at the moment, but what can Scott Parker do? You know, that's just, you know, a thing. But today it was shocking for all sorts of different reasons. The referee was shocking, we were shocking. Preston were very well organised for 45 minutes, and then they started their stupid gamesmanship. Yeah, disappointed with the team, mainly angry with more the team performance and certain players like Brownhill and Foster and people like that. But that's just my opinion. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Drop me your opinion on the game in the comment section below. Keep it clean, of course, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.